Alright, AKAPADers, it's time for some of that heat. We do heat at night. If you can't tell, we're red. We're covered with fire. Guys, Peter, A, DeLuca here. And we got two magical thumbnails. But before we get any further, subscribe, support, leave a comment. But let's talk. Let's talk about this is Hatergate. We're surrounded by haters now. This space, this group, this collected mass that exists on YouTube and Twitter and X. It's not really big on Instagram, not really big on Tumblr, not really big on Facebook. It's X and YouTube. It's like the beginnings are like so pure, and holy crap, like it really went into darkness. Everything began with a commentary on the culture war. These guys right here, right next to me, these were culture like warriors, but they were anti-culture war warriors. They represented holding up what was meaningful, what was powerful, what was marketable about many American franchises, characters, and storylines. And there's been a slow dissection of changing times. So a lot of these characters, a lot of these movies that come out, they don't quite hit the mark to some degree. Now, Hatergate, as I like to call this, it's just about hating. There's no analytics, there's no commentary, there's no thought put into why individuals don't like particular things. Like what we have here. See, the plot for Superman, for James Gunn's Superman, it's on Twitter, maybe, I don't know, I even verify. I clipped these two thumbnails and I sat right down here. I'm actually bumping a video to bring this one to you guys, because I feel like this is important. So we're slow motion destroying, de-incentivizing, attacking. I mean, like, you really want to say, like, there's going to potentially, like, one of these studios is going to have to come after one of these guys eventually, because they do build momentum against projects that cost hundreds of millions of dollars. And they do it, in my view, at this point, because I feel like the movement, like the culture war, like this side of the culture war, had noble beginnings. It really did. It was really about staying true to the characters, staying true to what these things were, strict editorial standards, as I like to say. But as time evolved and these people have audiences, and the audiences now are dictating everything these people are saying and what they think, they cannot like anything, and it's so scary to watch. It's very weird too. So what we have here is the slow motion unraveling of any hype, any anticipation people could have for Fantastic Four, Avengers, Doomsday, and James Gunn's Superman. And guys, it's here on this channel. I've been super critical of James Gunn's Superman, but at the same time, it's not like there's enough there to do a video about James Gunn or any of this stuff. There's not even enough out there to do a video a day on Avengers Doomsday. But there's channels that do nothing but give you these micro dose pieces of information, and every single piece of information that they repeat back to you guys, they hate. There's nothing that they like. Isn't that weird? It's weird. But then they'll go and they'll double down on on movies that took a whole generation to come around to, something like Predator 2 and RoboCop 2. Just like quick examples of things that I've heard recently. They'll pretend that every single movie that came out of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like, none of them were like anything less than perfect. Which, guys, phase 1 was like Iron Man, Avengers, and everything in between. Okay, and everything stuff that came after, right? And it took a while. It took like 5-6 years for the MCU to actually get steam and get momentum. It's very odd to me that you can be a adult and basically just, like, and these are the guys that they criticize, like the corporate media, but they're doing the same things that they criticize the corporate media for. It needs to come back around. It needs to come back around to more select criticism, more critical criticism, and less of this. And what do I really define this as? I define it as hatergate. It's the culture of hating something just because. And guys, here's the wild thing: James Gunn, like, really hasn't missed. And I've had my views on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, for example, but it's still a sound movie. It's still, like, a great trilogy. It's probably a top 10 trilogy of all time. Uh, Not giving creators the benefit of the doubt, where many of these guys are entering into the creator space where they're making products of their own that are, creative products, movies, novels, comic books. And it's weird because if we treated their products the way how they treat everyone else's, they would flip out. And that's the real point.